The idea is to share some amusing tales from all of our various experiences in and around the crazy world of music and celebrity and showbiz. So feel free to swear, feel free to name names, feel free to share what you can, what you feel you can. But the accent today, I think, should be on light-hearted humour. We're not here to dish the dirt or to make any judgments. So your best funny stories, please, team. Okay, I will let our esteemed members of the Rock Tales panel introduce themselves in more detail. But let me just give you a quick rundown first. In no particular order, we have Sue Collins. Welcome, Sue. Sue's worked extensively with Ozzy Osbourne, I'm told. She signed Nirvana, and she was the manager of the Noisettes. I feel sure we'll be hearing some Ozzy shenanigans, hearing about all of that. Hello, Susie. Tell us a bit more about you and your career.
Well, the only Ozzy that I remember is when I was a receptionist at Jet Records. I was receptionist, junior secretary, a very, very bad junior secretary, and an extremely bad receptionist that was always disconnecting Don Arden's calls. And I was told that if Sharon Arden ever came into the office, to get off the call immediately, because she would take a pair of scissors and cut the cords that patch the calls together. But that's my time with Ozzy, yes, was when they'd signed him, and he was always down the pub, and he'd sit with me on reception complaining about the record company. Well, because you said dined out on, of course, that's got to be Nirvana. And there's different, I think, the funniest part on the English side was the fact that I was working for Polydor at the time. Does everybody know David Munns?
Oh, God, yes.
So he was our head of the label. Lucian was there with packets of dried cereal on his desk in the publishing office. I don't know if anyone remembers that. No milk, just the box and dried cereal. But I had two English bands signed at the time, The Almighty and Little Angels, which the company sort of marketed the hell out of it, and somehow they charted very well, the albums. But I wasn't particularly happy because my brief was an English Guns N' Roses or an English Bon Jovi, and that was a pretty tall order. So I managed to get the company to pay for me to go to the CMJ in New York that year, and a very good friend of Julia and I, Heather Irving, who was also at Epic no, she wasn't. She was a Polygram, I think, at that time, and we all met during CMJ. It was either the New Music Seminar or CMJ, and we all met outside this club, the Pyramid Club in New York, and I said, I'm going to go in and see the band that's playing. And they said, no, we were all A&R people. They said, don't go see a band. We're not here to see bands, for goodness sake. We're going for a drink. And I said, no, I'm going to go in. And because there was a pretty good scene going on in there. And I thought, I just can't miss this. And I had an A&R guy with me from Polydor in London, Graham Carpenter.
I know Graham very well. Yeah.
So Graham was with me. We both went into that show at the Pyramid. And I just thought, oh my God, this is incredible that we're going around all these gigs that are on the CMJ or the New Music Seminar list, and there's no audience, no band, no, empty club after empty club. And then here's a band that's not even on the listing, and that was packed. People were going crazy. And when I got back to the office, Polydor in London, which was at Sussex Place, I tried to tell Munns. I said, I've seen this band. I've seen this incredible band, and you have to sign them, and this is what you've wanted. And I was so excited. And he said, I'm not interested in American bands. I didn't hire you to sign American bands. Well, don't waste my time. That's the beginning of my Nirvana story. And then I caught up with him about a year later at Virgin Music Publishing. I went to live back in LA, worked for Virgin Music Publishing, and then I got sent a cassette by Alan Niven, who sadly is no longer with us. He was the lawyer And he said, "Are you aware of this band, Nirvana?" And I said, "Oh my God, yes." Because in those days, there was no Google. There was no way to find a band unless they had a 12-inch out and you were able to go around in indie shops and find their 12-inch. And they had Slither out, but there was no information on Slither, just that it was Sub Pop, Seattle, and I just couldn't find them. So that was the beginning of my Nirvana. So when the cassette came, of course, I knew what it was, and flew straight out to Seattle. And LA was 80, 90 degrees. I was in a summer dress. Had no idea that Seattle was 30 Fahrenheit. And I was really tempted. We had to go out to, I think it was Tacoma. The gig wasn't even in Seattle. And we went out to Tacoma. I'd signed a band from Seattle. When I say we, this was the guitar player and I. And third song in, I wanted to go home so badly, I can't tell you. I was freezing in a summer dress, in a grunge dress, and I wanted to go home so badly, and I had to wait 2 hours or something for them to go on. That was another A&R nightmare of, always getting times wrong. In those days, you just got lucky if you... So we found one of the early coffee shops open. I don't know, I'm going into too much detail, but third song in, I turned to the guitar player and I said, "Do you hear the Beatles? Because I'm hearing the Beatles. I'm hearing the Beatles in these choruses." And he didn't really want me to sign them because it took attention away from him, but he said, "Yeah, I must admit, I'm hearing it too." And then we went on to make the publishing deal.